Hello everyone, in this Sueltenfuss Library video tutorial, we will focus on the second part of using Google Scholar. In our first video, we learned how to set up our Google Scholar account and add library links to gain access to materials also within the Sueltenfuss Library. This video tutorial will focus on basic and advanced searching, as well as filtering results. In addition, we will highlight some of the additional features of Scholar to assist you in your research. So Google Scholar functions and appears very similar to Google. It allows for the use of natural language when searching. From the main search page, users can submit a query or phrase to search for, and Google will attempt to locate the most relevant results. Suppose you were searching for a topic that involved treatment options, and you were looking at this for in relevance to Hispanic children who possibly had hyperactivity disorder. You could enter that entire phrase within Google Scholar and receive relevant results. So I'm going to enter that there. And then you want to hit the search icon. You'll notice that any misspellings in your search will be highlighted at the top. So I recommend if you have any misspellings, make sure you change that and you fix that there. From the actual resulting search, you will see that there's a numerous amount of sources that are coming from different locations. Not all of these will be journal articles. Most of them usually are, but some of these could be different sources, such as papers, conference reports. They could be dissertations. There's any numerous amount of different types of sources that Google Scholar compiles. So you may want to do some investigation and click on the individual links or look at the additional information under each of the articles. Google Scholar does a really good job of trying to give you relevant results, but it doesn't really tell you what the sources are. It just tells you there are sources. From the search page, you also have additional options to filter. If I wanted to sort this search by date, what it will do is it will make sure that it brings in the most recent sources that have been submitted to Google Scholar, as this one was submitted last 54 days ago. So it goes more so by the most recency of the actual sources that have come in. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's the most relevant source, but it tries to match it up as close as it can with relevance and date. If you're wanting to make sure that you're getting just the highly relevant results with hitting mostly with all your keywords, you want to select the relevance option. Additionally, you have options to select by date range. I could select anything from the last year, last 2 years, last 3 years, or I can define a custom date range. From this page too, you have access to conducting an advanced search. This is a basic search that we did in our search bar up here. So I'm going to show you how to do an advanced search using the bar here on the top left of the Google Scholar page. You will come to the advanced search function. Normally, most of your terms will be pre-populated within the fields, but you can actually add additional terms or you can exclude terms. If I wanted to have something in here where I didn't want any articles to appear with the word autism, I could actually type that term in there and it will actually show where I want it to be. If I don't want that term to appear anywhere in the article or in the title of the article, and I could specify that there. I can further define another date range if I want to. I can specify if I want things maybe for the last 5 years. I could put 2016 to 2021, and then we'll rerun our search. And now my search results are sorted by that date range and by any particular filters that I have put under the advanced search function. So it's very good to actually get acclimated to using Google Scholar, first using the natural language. But you'll notice that once you do an advanced search, you'll see that your search string actually changes up here in the search bar. You'll see that I have a word there that's actually excluded, and it's making sure that these terms are being highlighted within quotations. Quotations basically means that I want you to find the most explicit term there. Scholar also has additional features. I could actually save results from any search that I conduct. If I wanted to save this for further review, if I wanted to look at any of these sources, I could actually save them to my actual folder. And say if I wanted to save that to my folder that I have saved there, it saves to my library. And then you'll notice that all your saved articles are highlighted by any folders that you have them grouped in. And then you can actually add and manage your labels here at the top left within your actual settings. I'm going to go back to my search here. You'll notice that you also have an ability to use citation information. If I wanted to export a citation, a reference citation in MLA or APA, this would be the reference list entry. I could usually copy and paste this within my actual paper if I was using it. You may want to make sure that you are verifying it against your actual APA manual or MLA manual to make sure that it is accurate. For the most part, most of them are pretty accurate, but you might want to double check them. The great thing that also Google Scholar does is it does a related article feature. You can actually click that related article and it will give you additional articles that are very similar, or additional sources that are very similar to the search terms that you had previously entered. So this is a very good feature to help you find additional sources that are very close on point to something that you're already looking at. So I highly recommend students using that related article link when they're doing their searching. In terms of accessing these actual articles, you have an ability to access most sources. Anything that's not highlighted here, you don't have access to, meaning that you would probably have to request this through Interlibrary alone. But anything that's listed here as a PDF or HTML, you can click that link there and be redirected to where that source is. That's a PDF from the NIH. So you can get access to it and download it through the download link here in your browser, and you can save that to a file. Additionally, you could also find this within our actual library databases. This is the reason why we set up our library links previously. If we wanted to see if there was things that maybe Scholar didn't have access to, that we could actually get that in within our library databases. We just didn't know we had access to it. So some of these you'll see that will have only find full text at OLU, and some of them will give you options for both. So if I wanted to retrieve this from our databases, I can simply click that link there. I'll be redirected back to where it is in our databases, and I can click the View Full Text button, and I'll be redirected back to where the article is in our actual databases, and you can download the PDF full text there. So Scholar works very well in terms of getting you to the source to where it's most optimal for you to access it from. But you do have to set it up beforehand, like we showed in our previous video, and setting up your account and your library links. That's the best way to actually go about using it. So in conclusion, this video tutorial summarized how to conduct a basic and advanced search within Google Scholar. Students should always remember, though, that this is a tool and it has its own limitations. And while Google Scholar is a very powerful tool, it does have its benefits to support you in academic research. You want to make sure that you use this in conjunction with your library databases. As always, the librarians at the Sueltenfuss Library are committed to your academic success, and we encourage you to reach out to us by email, via our library website, or via our library chat function. This concludes this video on how to effectively use Google Scholar to conduct your own research. Thank you.